Welcome, guys, John's Football Channel. This is your preview to Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League final, second leg. Going into this game, Bayern Munich obviously are going in with the 2-1 aggregate scoreline against Real Madrid. This is a very big game. We all know that these are the last fine lines between the two teams, especially all the other results that are going to be taking place. Took place yesterday as well, and tonight are going to determine who plays in the next round. Let's get into this preview. So obviously they're playing at Bayern Munich's playing at home at the Allianz Arena in Germany. This is the quarterfinals. Now, if you look at the current form, Bayern Munich have won the last 5 games. Real Madrid, their last 5 they won. The last 2 out of the 5 they won. Then they lost 2 and then they drew. The last game they drew against Girona. So that's not really a good thing. Clearly, form-wise, Bayern Munich is sharp. They look like they're on point for this game. They look ready. With Real Madrid, it's completely the opposite. If we take a look at some insights for this game, Bayern Munich broke all-time Bundesliga score goals for the season with 105, with still 5 games still remaining. So it just shows you they have a lot of firepower up front. They clearly know where the goals are. And especially with the likes of Harry Kane, I think now having a couple of seasons now with Bayern Munich, he's able to fully gel with the team. The team knows him. The team knows how to get the ball to him. I think it's very, very good now and a very good opportunity for Bayern Munich to show what they're made of. Especially now, it looks like they have a very, very good team. They have a team that all around you see that there's top players there that are able to do the job. I think let me know down below what you guys think, but I think for this season, I'm having a look like with Bayern Munich, they look like a team that are very, very strong, and it hasn't been like that for many, many seasons. Going into the season, I think this season, and I think the season, if I'm correct, when they won or very close to winning the Champions League, was a win. They beat Chelsea, I think about 7, I think it was 8-1 on aggregate when they beat us when we were still in the Champions League. I think around that time, I think that between then and now, I think those are the 2 main times where Bayern Munich were actually on point. They look like a team they can actually go all the way and actually win the whole bloody Champions League. Let me know down below what you guys think. Do you think they are a team that can actually win it? Do you think that is not the case? Do you think that there's a level that they can still get to? Let me know down below. Bayern Munich also recently also beat Atalanta 10-2 on aggregate the previous round, the round of 16. And then Bayern Munich are unbeaten in the last 15 matches. So clearly they have some form. And I suppose that is a double-edged sword because it can go both ways, I suppose. I mean, if you're having too much form, it can be a thing of any minute now you are going to lose a game. I suppose for Bayern Munich, obviously, or Bayern Munich fans, they wouldn't want that to be the case. They want to keep going and probably even reach around 20 matches unbeaten. For Real Madrid's sake, I think that wouldn't be the case. I think they would actually want to actually beat them, especially at home, and actually go and progress to the next round. With Real Madrid, on the other hand, we know Real Madrid won their last 7 matches without Mbappe before losing back-to-back upon his return. That's actually a kind of surprise. Does that mean that can we look into that? Is there something to look into? Is that Mbappe's fault in a way? Is he probably not gelling with the team? Is there certain runs that he's not doing and are not able to link up with the rest of the team? Real Madrid also conceded in the last 8 La Liga matches, their worst since 2019. That's actually also not a bad result going against Real Madrid for this fixture. But yeah, we'll actually have to see it on the night and actually see what they're actually capable of. Because we have seen in the past where Real Madrid, especially in the group stages, although it's different now. I mean, we are very, very far in the competition, but we all know that Real Madrid also are a type of team sometimes to be a team that are poor, or they allow themselves to be poor basically when they don't necessarily need to, when they can just get by by being poor, basically. But when it really, really counts, they're actually able to flick a switch and actually turn everything around. With Real Madrid, they haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 6 matches as well. So hopefully they're actually going to need something like that for tonight. They're going to need something like a 1-0 maybe if they're lucky, and then actually have an opportunity probably to go to extra time and whatever like that. But I suppose obviously I doubt Real Madrid keeping a clean sheet against Bayern Munich for this fixture, especially Bayern Munich playing at home. Then if we take a look at the lineup, the possible lineup, Bayern Munich, Manuel Neuer in goal, quite obvious. Then they obviously have a decent defense with Tenesthetic, Upamecano, Tah, and Lamar as their defense. Then Kimmich and Pavlovic as the CDMs, and Olise, Gnabry, and Luis Diaz as the players just behind the striker, which is Harry Kane. This team, it looks like a sense of well balanced. I don't know too much. Okay, we all know about Kimmich. We know Kimmich is a decent player. He's a working horse. He's like a Gallagher. Someone who's able to do the dirty work, but also be the type of player when he's on his day, able to find the killer pass. On the other hand, I don't know much about Pavlovic. How good is he? But we all know other players around him that are like Upamecano is a decent centre back, and Tah as well. And then we all know Manuel Neuer. So it basically looks like they have a very good spine with Kane, Gnabry, Kimmich, and Upamecano. In a way, you can look at it like that. So yeah, they definitely look like a formidable side, a team that obviously have played a lot of games. They know each other quite well for this game. And then if we take a look at Real Madrid's lineup, they were without Courtois for this game. And then they have Lewin in goal, Trent on the right, Militano and Rudiger. I can't believe I forgot his name. They have Militano and Rudiger as the centre backs, Mendy on the left, and then they have Gila, Puig, Valverde, and Bellingham in the midfield, and then they have Mbappe and Vinicius up front. Obviously, it's not exactly going to be like that. I do see maybe a 4-2-2 again. I see Valverde and Bellingham probably playing on the wings, or as cams basically. From time to time, they can alternate when they need in defense or defending the ball, and then the other two players, they can actually provide cover and actually help Valverde and Bellingham do their job in the midfield up front, and then having the likes of Vinicius and Mbappe to do their job up front as well and create havoc against Upamecano and Tah, and actually be a nuisance in order to get the goal and actually hoping to get the victory for Real Madrid. Let me know down below what you guys think. Do you guys actually rate this Real Madrid team? Where do you see the actually holes? Do you actually think this team can actually go far in this competition? Well, they're not that far yet, but do you think they actually can go to the final? For me personally, I can trust I trust Rudiger. I trust Militao to an extent. He has a mistake in him. Trent, on the other hand, is a suspect. And then the CDMs, they don't really look like they have a proper CDM actually to protect the defense. I suppose that's where they need to get someone. They have also, we all know up front that they know that they can actually go and score. I think it's just a question of, as a CDM, a person who can actually protect the defense, is a question of, do they actually have someone? Let me know down below what you guys think. Do you guys agree with that? But that's how I see it for this Real Madrid team. Then, if we obviously have to take a look at Kane versus Mbappe for this season in the Champions League, Kane has 11 goals, Mbappe has 14. Expected goals, Harry Kane has 7.8. Mbappe has 9.6. Harry Kane surprisingly has no assists. Normally, against the Spurs, we have seen him have quite a few opportunities to actually run with the ball and actually create something. But I suppose now he's in such a bigger team that he doesn't actually have to focus on actually getting the ball and then turning. He has to more worry about actually getting the box, because he knows Luis Diaz and the other wingers are able to bomb down the wings and actually supply him with actual crosses, and actually give him opportunity to actually put the ball behind the net. Then obviously we take a look at minutes per goal. Harry Kane has 70, Mbappe has 59. Shots on target, Harry Kane has 2.1. We take a look at shots on target per match for Mbappe has 3.5. Player of the match, they both have 3 respectively. Matches played, they both played 10-10. Minutes played, Harry Kane has played 769, while Mbappe has played a bit longer. I don't know if could it be to a reason as to why Mbappe probably has more goals than Kane currently. It is a question, but I suppose I'm not going to read too much into those 14 goals compared to the 11. I think probably those goals probably came against weak opposition. I trust Kane obviously more than I trust Mbappe to actually put the ball in front of behind the net. Obviously dribbling wise, it can be Mbappe and pace. But with experience and all that, obviously it's going to be on Harry Kane, which actually gets the W against the two of them. So yeah, guys, let me know down below, who would you actually prefer in your team? Would you actually prefer someone who's a bit younger, a person who has more pace, or a person who actually knows, clearly Harry Kane knows where the balls and the goals are far more than Mbappe does. Who would you actually prefer to have in your team? Let me know down below what you guys think on that as well. And then let's take a look in this competition. Real Madrid has beaten Bayern Munich 7 times, while Bayern Munich has only beaten Real Madrid twice, and then there have been 2 draws respectively between the 2 teams. So let me know down below what you guys think. Does this play a mindset war basically as to who will get the upper hand in this game? How do you see this game going? Do you see Real Madrid maybe being caught off on the counter? Do you actually see Bayern Munich probably? I actually don't see it, but probably let me know down below. Maybe you have a different perspective. Do you guys actually see probably Bayern Munich being the kind of team to sit back and relax, and actually see what Real Madrid have? Or do you think they actually go with the jugular and say, okay, look, no guys, it's 2-1. Let's see if we can get 3 or 4, and then we know we have actually won. Do you think that's where their mentality will be? Or they'll say, no, let's just wait, let's see what Real Madrid have in their locker, and let them come on us, and we'll pounce with the likes of Luis Diaz and Olise on the flanks, and actually catch them on the counter? That is a question of how the game will go. Me personally, I think obviously with Bayern Munich playing at home, they should actually take the preference. No, we're playing at home. Let's give our fans something to look at and make it interesting. Let's be on the front foot. I think that's how it's going to be. I think Bayern Munich will try to get the 3rd goal quickly. Do they? Should they? Is another question. Obviously, for this game, I'm actually going to back my team, Real Madrid, as well. As you look behind me, I also support Real Madrid. For this game, I actually personally, if I am looking with my mind and not my heart, I actually think Bayern Munich actually beat them. I'm actually thinking that it's going to be probably a 2-0. But with my heart, I actually think somehow, some way, Vinicius and Mbappe actually are able to change it around and actually get 2 crazy goals. I have a feeling if Real Madrid have to win, there has to be a penalty involved, and hopefully probably a red card. Not much the red card, but I think definitely a penalty. Somewhere along the line, there's a penalty in order for Real Madrid to actually get something from this game. And I think obviously, we all know this. I think it's obviously a question of whoever scores first will actually determine the result. If Real Madrid score first, they can actually go with the momentum and actually go for the next goal. But if Bayern Munich score, I think that's a wrap. I think Real Madrid are out of the competition as soon as Bayern Munich score. So let me know down below, who do you guys think will score first? Will it be Bayern? Will it be Real Madrid? Let me know down below. And then if we take a look at obviously what went down yesterday with Liverpool and PSG, it was quite obvious that Liverpool actually lost. I was actually quite surprised how easy it was for PSG. I think most of us, or probably the whole world, has taken to an extent Bayern Munich and PSG very, very likely for this season. I think no one expected PSG and Bayern Munich to be this strong. Even Atletico, I mean, look what Atletico Madrid did yesterday as well. I mean, they actually managed to go beat Barcelona and actually go through to the next round. I mean, no one would have thought that probably. I think most people would have backed Barcelona to go through. That is not the case. So I think obviously now it's a question of does PSG have the chance to actually knock out Bayern Munich if they had the chance to do so in the next round, or is it the other way around? But surprisingly, this is a very going to be a very interesting game with Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, and as well as whoever wins will be versing PSG, which is a formidable side. I think especially the way they probably you could say it also because they beat Chelsea and because they beat Liverpool, we don't really trust the team actually right now with Liverpool. We know they have loopholes in their team because of Arne Slot and what he has done this season. But is it a case of that being a problem where we're not able to see the real reason as to why PSG is doing so well? Do we undermine PSG for doing so well because they played such lower league opposition currently because of the players that the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea currently have? Are we actually undermining how strong PSG are for this season? I actually think after them beating Liverpool the way they did, I actually think they're actually very, very strong compared to what much people are actually thinking. And I think that this season they actually can go to the final. Me personally, I think PSG are quite strong. Not just because they beat us, but I think they actually are. They're actually that team. They look very, very dangerous. I don't know what we did for them in the Club World Cup. I think we really waked them up for this season to actually switch everything on, and I think that's why it has given them the reason to do so well this season. Actually, for them to get up a wake-up call when we beat them, it actually given them the opportunity to say, no, guys, this is where we are and this is where we want to be. And I think that's why they're able to go to a certain standard where they are now and actually compete and actually goes very, very far in this competition in the Champions League. And now is another question for tonight. Does Arsenal actually beat Sporting? Or does Sporting somehow find a way and actually overtake Arsenal and for them to be Sporting versus Atletico Madrid in the semis? Let me know down below. How do you see that going out? I see it going both ways. I can see it going both ways. I think Sporting can somehow, knowing that Arsenal haven't been doing so well, it can go either way. Sporting can actually say no. We can actually sit. We can see what Arsenal are made of, and if they actually are able to catch them on the counter, or it can be a case of Sporting smelling blood and then say no. Let's go for the jugular and actually let's kill them from the get go. Let's actually press them. Let's create a nuisance. And I think that's another way that they actually get a goal and pile the pressure on Arsenal. So yeah, guys, this is how I see these games going, and the way I see it, I actually see PSG going to the final with Bayern Munich, and then I'm gonna go with, if I have to say something, I'm gonna go with an Arsenal, just because I think they are just a bit stronger. I do think there is a chance that Sporting can get a victory, but it's very unlikely. I think the chances of Arsenal winning are a bit more. So I'm going to go with Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid for the semis, and then PSG against Bayern Munich. Let me know down below what you guys think. But this is my preview to Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, guys, peace.